Okay, so welcome. Your Demi order arrived. Now what? I know what that's like. You look at it and you have a little bit of trepidation. I will also tell you, and I mentioned this in my YouTube video, but if you did not see the YouTube video, because it's lengthy, when I first used Demi, I was using just my traditional makeup brushes, something like a little tiny concealer brush. I have a little pencil brush somewhere in here, and I couldn't get the Demi to work. I don't know why I kept sticking with it, but I did. And once I started investing in the Demi brushes, and you'll have them for life, they're top quality. As long as you take good care of them, they're top quality. I love these. These were a game changer. And Kara, the owner of Saint, she designed these for the product. So let's stop trying to reinvent the wheel and buy the proper brush, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put on my primer while I talk to you. My skin is prepped. I have all my skincare, I have my SPF, and I cannot stress enough how important skin prep is to any makeup routine, but especially Demi, because remember, with Demi, it's very much more of the French look. And primer doesn't really need to go everywhere. Primer needs to go where your pores are, or where you're gonna put product, right? Because it grips it. I love this primer. This one is by RMS Beauty. It's called their Radiant Locking Primer. Love it. It gives me a beautiful glow, but it's sticky, so it grips the makeup. I love it. Now, if you are on the oily side, you might want to try the Milk. Now, this is a setting spray, but the reason I show you this is so you can see. The Milk Hydro Grip looks just like this, but it's a gel instead of a liquid. And again, you're going to put that through your T-zone. And what it does is it fills in those pores and it prevents makeup from collecting in your pores. You know how after a couple hours you'll see makeup all polka dotted in your pores? Nobody wants that. That's not pretty. So the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, I always have it in my pro kit, and it really does keep makeup out of your pores and it holds makeup on longer. There are even good drugstore primers. There is the Revlon. They make a gripping primer. Or Ulta, you could go get Dermablend. I use Dermablend Pore Saver. So if you have oily skin and larger pores, they make a Pore Saver primer. It's not drugstore prices. You're gonna pay more for it, but think about this. When you're using Demi, you're not really using much makeup. So more important to invest in your skincare, invest in your primer, use a good SPF. My SPF is, hold on, let me grab it. I am absolutely loving these SPFs there's a website called Stylevanna. I'm wondering though if you could even get this on Amazon. This is Korean SPF. Nobody has more beautiful skin on the earth than Korean women. They're obsessed with their SPF from the time they're very young. This goes on so invisible and silky. Watch this. It feels like skincare, okay? If you have oily skin, this says it's a moisture SPF. So this could be your moisturizer and SPF in one. For me, I like a heavy moisturizer under my SPF. So anyway, that's B Plain SPF 50, but they have tons and amazing. Or you could even go into Google and type K-beauty or Korean SPF. Most of them are under $20. They're fabulous. They just blend right in and look like skincare, okay? But you have to have a good primer. Let's get started. My Demi colors, if you've watched my YouTube, is I can do my whole face with these three colors. I like this for a little blush, and I'll use this around the eye. You don't have to, but whatever colors I color matched you for are the colors you are going to use. And 9 out of 10 times I can do my whole face with the bright brush, and then I can feather it on this side. I love to keep a dirty, well, you don't want to always have it dirty. You can actually clean it. I love a really rough textured washcloth for changing my colors. But they also make the tile foams. These are like little, I don't know, little textured foam, and you can clean the colors off on that too, and that's great. Sometimes I really kind of use both or whatever is in my way. Okay, so I like to start around the eye first because my under eye is my biggest distraction. Do you see that? I have a ton of red and purple. I always thought I just had darkness, and when I really learned Demi and what colors are in our face, I started realizing, oh, I have a lot of red. That's a red purple. But then down here, I'm more blue purple, and then I've got these veins over here. And then sunspots look brown, right? But we actually have a ton of green in our sunspots. And so that's why the peach goes so beautifully, because, you know, how do you make peach? You make peach with a white and a tiny bit of red and a tiny bit of yellow, and you mix that and you have peach. So that little bit of red and yellow in the peach will counteract that green and blue that's in our sunspots, okay? The redness around my nose, actually, now that I see it, there's a ton of purple in that red, but I didn't realize that because our left brain is the quick shortcut. Left brain is shortcut. Right brain really learns to see what's truly there, but left brain is shortcut. So I go, oh, I'm red, green, right? But you know what? The green didn't work on me. The green left me looking green, but that works great on my daughter. And I used that on my husband. He was getting like eczema all through here, and I used some of that on him and it totally covered it. So it just depends on your undertone. Again, I have green blue veins. I'm quite green and blue. So I have yellow undertone. I have more yellow undertone than pink. You might have more purple blue veins like my daughter. She's more cool undertone. So my best color is green, yellow, number one. Green and yellow, number one. First of all, opposite on the color wheel, green and yellow, is blue and purple. Red and purple. And that's exactly the color that's under my eyes. So we're gonna go in and I'm gonna look in my mirror. And when I say that I am feathering this on, we're putting this on so incredibly light, and then this brush does the feathering for us. Now, I am not red and purple out here, so I'm going to stop only where the red and purple is, okay? And then you can go in with your finger and blend it if you see any type of line. You're gonna see it more on high def. In person, I look fully blended in person on high def. You can see I need to blend right there. We'll get to that in a minute, okay? Color cancels color. So if you go outside of the color you're trying to camouflage, you're gonna see this. If I put this somewhere else on my face, you're gonna see yellow, green. So now I'm gonna go in here and I'm just gonna go right where I'm red and purple. Just right there, okay? Don't worry about blending it yet. You can go in with your finger, but don't worry. Now remember, I've talked about these huge divots I get on my nose from my readers. I hate them, and it's loss of collagen. We're losing that bounce and that cushion to our skin. And once I set that with setting spray, that color won't come back. However, I wear these all day long, so it's still gonna put dents, right? It's still gonna put dents in my nose. It's just that the color will be gone. Just putting it look at that. I mean, every time I'm amazed. I really am. I'm still amazed after all this time of using it. I've been using it about 6 weeks. And go around the nose. Now I'm gonna be real careful just to put it where I'm red and purple, because if I go outside of that area, you're gonna see yellow and green, and yellow and green's not pretty. You see how I'm just feathering it? It's really like magic. And you'll get quicker with this, okay? I know it's gonna seem like this is taking me a lot of time, but it's not. You're gonna get quicker as you do it. But the key, you have to have good skincare and a good primer. Because see, I'm already loving my skin. Before I started any of this, I'm loving my skin today. I can look in a 10-time magnification mirror. I am looking right at my deepest pores. I'm looking at this crease. I'm looking at these horrible diagonal lines here, but everything looks soft and pillowy and pretty and supple because I have good skincare and primer on. Now I just want to hide the distractions so that I look pretty and polished the way French women do. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all the red on my face. Sometimes I get little blemishes here and here, but I think those are largely gone now. I do have a little bit of redness on my chin. So in that case, I could take a larger brush. Now this is the blurring brush. And if any of you have larger areas of redness or melasma, you're gonna want a bigger brush. But remember, we are really just feathering it on. And you know, it's just like you cover more space with this bigger brush. And look, I'm not doing the whole chin. I'm just doing this little area where I'm kind of purpley and red. Okay. And look, now I'm not red on my chin anymore. Now I have a tiny bit of red in my cheeks, but I'm not covering that because I want that. I think that's pretty. I like that. If some of you have rosacea and you have too much pink in your cheeks, you can always feather a little of these over it to kind of just lightly hide that pink or soften that pink. Okay, now I'm going to clean off my brush. I'm going to use this little tile here. And I'm going to do the dark areas of my under eye, the trough. See, I'm going to take this 03. 03 is the real peachy area. And I'm going to go in this inner corner right here because I'm really purple and blue right in here. And you're feathering it on ever so slightly, and yet it stays all day. And I'm gonna do a couple of my veins because we all have veins under our eyes. You don't have to paint every one. Just pick a couple spots where the blue is the most noticeable. Look at that. See, you can still see darkness there. I'm constantly amazed at this product. And when I tell women that there's nothing else like it on the market, I had someone on TikTok today say, well, is there a dupe? I'm like, no, if there was a dupe, don't you think I would be using the dupe? There's nothing like this on the market. Nothing. I would not waste my time buying this system and trying to teach women if I did not think this was completely and utterly unique. I love it. Oh, you know what? I do have red in the outer corners, so I'm going to go back to a little bit of my yellow green and just feather. See, look at that. See how I'm kind of reddish purple here, a bit over there. I just covered it in 2 seconds. It's rather amazing. Okay, I told a lot of you to go get this MAC Painterly. I've used MAC Painterly probably 20 years. I use it in my pro kit and I use it on myself. I got away from it when I really got, my hair's sticking to my face. When I really got into clean beauty a few years ago, I got away from this. So I started using, because most of us as we get older, we get very discolored eyelids, we get very oily, very crepey. Why do I have 2 here? I don't know. Let me see. Well, there's one by e.l.f. Oh, here it is. There's one by e.l.f. It's way drier. It's called Putty Eye Primer. It's got to say eye. It's real tiny. This color is called pink, but it's just kind of a skin tone. I use this for 1.5 years. It's only $5. It does a great job, but you know, it still separates maybe a little at the end of the day, but the MAC doesn't budge. MAC is not actually an eyeshadow primer. Oh, this is the old one there. It's all cracked because it's years old. This is not an eyeshadow primer. It's actually a cream shadow base, but it does not budge. I can use this on mothers of the bride or mothers of the groom or actresses, and we can have a long, long day, and at the end of the day, their eye makeup still looks perfect. So I highly recommend the MAC Painterly for most skins. If you're deeper, if you're much deeper, then you would just pick a deeper color. Go on the MAC website and look for something deeper. Okay. So I have the MAC all over my eyes because it gives me a little bit of a polished look. Okay, so I'm super happy with all of that so far. My skin is glowy. This RMS gives me a beautiful radiant glow. I'm not trying to sell it. I don't make any money off of it. I just love it. I love it on mature skin, and I am normal to dry. What is on my face? There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of blush because I'm a blush girl. Some of you got the R5, some of you didn't. So I wanna show you just in case you did. I have an apple cheek, so I'm going to do it in my apple, and then I'm gonna take it up. Pretty. Again, still have a sheen. If you are oily skin, do not fear the sheen. The sheen is your skin. These Demi colors, they might be waxed base, but they're dry. You'll see. You'll see how dry they are. But once they go on the skin, they mimic skin. Okay, now some of you who are oily are like, ooh, it's just way too greasy, shiny. I love it. I want to look like a glazed donut all the time. If you don't, well, we can powder, and I'll show you how it looks with powder. Okay, I love that. That's all I need. Maybe a pinch on the nose. Okay, and that is the R5. Now, I personally love to bronze every day. I love it. So I'm going to take a little bit of tan lines. It looks so much like my Chanel Le Beige, the Soleil tan. This is the bronze. See how light and yellowy it is? So I chose tan lines to look more like the Chanel. In the summer, I'll go darker, but for now, this is what I'm using, okay? And I like to bronze wherever the sun hits, right? The sun will hit, where do we get sunburn? On top of our forehead. You don't have to do this step, I just like it. And some of you bought a bronzer, so I wanted to show you. I'm not doing 3D today, so if you bought 3D makeup for a little bit more coverage and a little bit more polish, that's another video. I want to show you how to use Demi. Okay, I might do a little bit on the nose because we all get a little tan on our nose. And I might do a little tiny bit in the outer face, just a little, just to warm me up. A little tiny bit. If you did not get a bronzer and you do not like a bronzer, you can totally skip this step. I am not telling you that y'all need a bronzer. Some women don't like bronzers. Some women only like bronzer on warmer months. I just need it to warm my skin up a little bit because I can get a little pasty on the face, and then I have a ton of sun damage down here. That's another thing I like to match, you know. I like to match. I will usually take the tiniest bit of bronzer on my neck. Oh, there's my stomach again. Why do I always do these videos when I'm hungry? Okay, but you don't have to take it down. And then sometimes we get a little bit of color on the chin. Okay, so now I have a little bit of bronzer on, and I feel like it just kind of anchors my face. What else? Okay, sunspot time. gonna take the bright brush. I told most of you to get the bright brush. It's the one I use the most. I'm gonna take 03, which is the peach. If you're deeper skin, you might have 05. And I'm going to get my one, this is the one sunspot I can't stand. Now I have 3 over here, but for some reason they don't bother me. Maybe because I don't see them. They don't bother me. This one bothers me, and it's big. It's the size of like a pinto bean. And what's great is you don't have to, because we're feathering it on, you don't have to get every square inch of it, just enough, okay? I might wanna, personally, I might want a tiny bit more blush. Oh yeah, blush just makes me happy. I'm starting to develop a little sunspot up here, and it really catches my eye and it really bothers me. So I'm gonna go in right here. Okay, and then I have one little sunspot over here, and for some reason this bothers me too. Oops, but the 03 is too dark. Your lighter areas of your face, for most of you, you're gonna use this R01. It's like a light peachy pink, okay? Ooh, and I'm gonna go up into this little blue vein here. You don't have to. Okay, gone. That's it. That's all I need for my whole face. That's all I need. I love it. I love how it looks. I feel very youthful. I feel very hydrated. I feel very French. So we can take the tiniest bit of powder. I'm only doing this for you. I don't normally powder my face because I don't feel like this needs it. And again, I like to look like a glazed donut. So I don't powder under the eyes ever. Ever, ever, ever. Do not powder under the eyes. I don't care how oily you are. Do not powder under the eyes. Okay? I'm gonna get this little sunspot here. Wait, I can't even see it. I can't even see where my sunspot is. That's amazing. Okay. See? Now I have a beautiful sheen, but I'm not super sheeny, okay? Now we're gonna take a setting spray. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush because in my opinion, there's absolutely nothing like it on the market. It really keeps my makeup on. Do you see how generous I am with setting spray? You really wanna lock it on. Okay, and that's it. I'll be back. I'm gonna do my eyes. Okay, I'm done. I put on a little mascara. I put on a just plain natural lip liner, but with a plumping lip balm. This is I just got this at Sephora. This is called Lawless Forget the Filter. I'm not a huge fan of lip gloss, so this is a lip balm that plumps, and it really works. I did a before and after on TikTok, and I love it. That's what I've been wearing most days on my lips. So my entire face, now my eyebrows are Anastasia pencil, but my entire face, other than the MAC paint pot on my eyelids, is this right here. This is my entire face. And I even used a little of the NV. I smoked it under the eye, but do you see how there's no harsh line? It just is a shadow. And then I smoke out a little eyeliner, and then I go up into my crease. I do have a black pencil though, forgot to mention that. I have a little black pencil, but it's only on my waterline. Okay, so my whole face is this. You can see close up. You can see through. Do you see? You can see some pigmentation problems. You can see freckles and sun. Look, there's a little discoloration down here, but I'm not going to worry about that because the whole point of Demi Color is to take a more French philosophy. Good skincare, good skin prep, good SPF, get yourself a good primer, and then use the Demi for any distractions on your face. And then once you pop your eyes on, and you don't have to wear this much eye makeup. Actually, it's, for me, this is not much at all, but you could literally just wear the MAC Painterly and a mascara, or the MAC Painterly and nothing, and you're still gonna have that very beautiful French polished look. I love it. I mean, I love this product. And even close up, and remember, I put the tiniest bit of powder on so that for you oily gals, you could see how you can set it. So now the sheen is on my cheek, but I don't have a sheen everywhere in my T-zone. I'm looking at this real close up in a magnification mirror, real close. It is not in my pores. It is not creating texture. I feel youthful and plump and glowy. And isn't that what we all want to achieve as we get older? I hope this helps. As always, you can reach out for questions. Remember, I hated this the first few times I tried it. It really took me many attempts, and it took the Demi brushes, and it took feathering it on with the lightest hand. And would you know it, it stays on. Like, this will be on tonight, 9-10 hours. When I go to take off my makeup, all of this will be in place. Now, if I were to take a mask on and off, on and off, on and off all day, this little sunspot over here will probably start reappearing, because anything you put on your face with a mask, the darn mask is gonna take it off. It's why I almost never wear lipstick anymore. It's this stupid mask. I guess it's protecting us. I don't know. Let's not get into politics. Okay. Thank you all for just trusting me, and for coming to me, and for being vulnerable with your selfies. I know that's not easy, but I love and believe in this system, and I really think it's the future of makeup for mature women.